There's a scientist in London named Abigail Tucker who's deciphering this ancient history.
This is SpongeBob the bearded dragon, and even though we look so different from our reptile friends here, we actually share lots of common features in our skin.
Skin is not just an outer covering. Out of it grow body parts as different as hair, teeth, claws, and scales. Abigail's passion lies in probing the mystery of how these so-called skin organs form. As an example, take the tooth. From a mouse embryo, she cuts out an area of skin tissue from the lower jaw, which will eventually transform into a tooth. You need really steady hands for this kind of work.
Here I'm using a tungsten needle, but for very small tissue, we glue an eyelash to a glass stick and use that as a really fine little knife. It's starting to go now. There we go. So here we're looking at a tooth at the bud stage. It hasn't really sort of got a tooth shape yet. So it was a flat sheet and now it's pushed its way in, forming this sort of bud shape.
After placing the tooth bud in an incubator, Abigail can observe how it grows. And what she sees is remarkable. The skin folds in upon itself, very much like watching origami.
And now you really can see that that's formed a tooth, and it's not just any old tooth, it's a molar tooth with all these nice cusps developing here.
And the tooth is just the beginning. All our skin organs, from hairs to glands, are formed in a similar way, from simple folds in skin tissue.
We think that this is a really sort of ancient principle. It's this sort of folding that was one of the first steps to be able to actually then go on from a very simple skin to something with lots of different organs developing within it.
Once the process of folding skin was in place, it could be modified to produce all kinds of skin organs, from a reptile's scale to a bird's feather, and even that defining body feature of mammals, mammary glands. And what's surprising is the formation of all skin organs is controlled by a single master gene called EDA.
EDA we know is very important for doing things like controlling how hairy you are, therefore how many hairs you form in a particular area, or how many teeth you have, and what are those teeth going to look like. It seems to be doing something slightly different in all those different organs, but it's absolutely essential in all of them.
This gene plays a crucial role in building all the vital structures that originate within skin. And if you really want to see just how powerful EDA is, meet actor Michael Berryman.
So my big question was, what was it like to be on Star Trek?
It was fantastic. I was the first Bolian.
Blue-skinned.
Yes, I think we were a wonderful mutation, I wonder.
Michael often plays monsters and aliens in science fiction movies.
That's excellent.
He suffers from a rare mutation in his EDA gene that stopped his skin organs from developing properly.
I had the experience at a very young age. I started realizing I had issues with my skin. For instance, no fingernails. I have 2 nails here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. The rest are not fully developed. There were areas that were just raw meat, where there was no dermis on it at all. But I also realized that I had no teeth. The teeth that I had to be removed. I wore dentures my entire life. It also affected me in a manner of which I cannot dissipate body heat, which is absolutely huge.
Yeah, I mean, you're an actor. You're under hot lights. I mean, what do you do? What are the
Well, the acting came about secondary to my chosen profession, which was food and beverage. I had a restaurant. I was on my way to be a chef. I started to realize that I would overheat quite readily. So the only way in which I could dissipate the body heat was actually physically, meaning I would go into a freezer that was 20 below zero.
Wow.
And breathe slowly and deeply to cool the blood in my lung.
So sweat glands, fingertips and nails, hair?
Yes.
As well?
Teeth.
Teeth. I mean, these are all skin organs, so you of all people understand just how important skin is.
Yeah, I like it when it's healthy.
Michael's skin condition demonstrates the crucial role EDA has had in shaping our bodies.
You know, when we look at evolution, we don't inherit structures from our ancestors. I mean, I didn't inherit an elbow, from the fish we found up in the Arctic. What we inherit are the developmental processes, the genes, the manufacturing processes, if you will, to build those organs. And EDA was a very important part of our evolutionary history.